All right, so Rocky, Donnie, Julian, Rocky, you're city champ this year, wrestled at 102. Donnie, you're just a freshman, wrestled 110 this year. And Julian, you were borough champ, wrestled 118. So all three of you are freshmen. So talk about how you guys got into wrestling.
Um, so like I did it for like a couple months in middle school, and then like I thought it was all right. So then I was like, let me try it again. That was pretty much it.
For me, I didn't really like want to do it at first, and then Ola kind of wanted me to do it, and then I liked it when I first started. So it was kind of like Ola made me do it.
Growing up, my brothers used to do jujitsu, and they used to wrestle me. So I just wanted to join wrestling.
Cool, cool. So talk about like your first wrestling practice. How was that like?
All right. So like, it was harder than I expected because like so I came from soccer, so like I thought I had good stamina. I didn't think it was gonna be that hard. I understood it, and I was like gassed, and like I was sore the day after.
Yeah, for me, I really had no clue what I was doing at first. Like when they like tried teaching me like the stretches and stuff, like the spider stretch or whatever, I had no clue what I was doing. But like after the first week, I was fine after that.
I came from football, so I thought I was like fine. Nah, it was bad.
Yeah, there's a video on TikTok. It shows Jordan Burroughs working out, and there's a voiceover, and it says, if you play football, you're not in wrestling shape. If you play baseball, you're not in wrestling shape. And if you played soccer, like you're not even close. You're not in wrestling shape at all. Like there's no sport like it. So like, realizing how intense things could get, did you guys immediately start doing things like on your own outside of practice to really make sure you're really in shape, or did you just do the things you had to do during practice, conditioning wise?
Wait, can you ask that again?
That's good. All right, I'll rephrase it. So you realized throughout your practices that the sports you guys played, although you need to be in shape to play those sports, they're nothing like wrestling. So did you guys do any extra conditioning outside of practice?
Well, while I was doing wrestling season, I was still playing soccer. So if you want to count that,
Oh, well, it's not really the same thing.
yeah, yeah, that's not.
What about you, Rocky?
Um, I stayed for like practice and stuff. They're usually like 2 hours, so I really got enough conditioning in that. Sometimes I would stay after like an extra 30 minutes, an hour with Brandon. We would just roll around.
Hmm.
I
What
stayed.
about
My
it's
bad.
on camera?
I went to some practice and then I got injured halfway through the season. So
What was it?
fractured my knee, my right knee.
It sucks. Well, it seems like you might be feeling better now. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, but like outside practice though, do you guys go any extra runs on your own or anything, or hit the treadmill at the gym and stuff?
We go to Planet Fitness sometime.
That don't count.
We go on the treadmill.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the treadmill.
What?
All right, bro.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, then we during the season.
Yeah, get them on level.
During the season. No. Yeah. So Julian, you wound up becoming a borough champion. Talk about that.
All right, so I started off the day of Burrows, right? I started off. I had a first round forfeit, so I was kind of happy about that because I don't like wrestling early in the morning. I'm still asleep. So then I versed this girl from Tottenville, right? Which I versed her during our senior night, and before that match, I had to cut 2 pounds, right? So I was very exhausted, and I ended up losing her. Right, she beat me. So then when I went out on Burrows, I beat her 9-0, and then I beat her 9-0, and that was that. And then I was already in the finals because there wasn't that many people in my weight class. And I versus this kid from New York who we wrestled 3 times and I won 2 times and he won once. and I beat him to become borough champ, pin in the third period, I believe.
Now talk about the weight cut, because I guess since you're new, cutting 2 pounds might be a lot, but to anybody with a lot of experience in the sport, cutting a couple of pounds is like nothing.
Well, no. So what happened was that I wasn't watching weight that day, so I had to cut 2 pounds like the day of the match.
Mm.
Like the whole school day, I wasn't eating, drinking a lot of water, stuff like
Oh, I
yeah.
got you. So maybe like as the years go by, you'll learn from that and make sure to maintain your weight so you don't have to go through school not eating,
Yeah.
drinking anything. And then after that was the city championship. So Rocky, talk about winning cities your first year of wrestling, just right out the gate.
So since we're Division Two, there wasn't that much people, but since I went 110 for that because Brandon wanted to go 102 for states, so I was like forced to go 102 because my goal I wanted both of us to go. So at 110, there was only 3 kids in my weight class, and I had the 1 seed, so I automatically went to the finals. And I winded up wrestling a girl from Patrides, and I attacked her, I think, in the second, and I went to states. But honestly, going into states, I was like the most of the year I was around like 99, 100 pounds. I was wrestling a little bit up. So at states, I knew I was going to be wrestling kids. They cut all the way down from like 26 or 18 to go 110. So I really did not have a chance at states.
Now, how do you feel like your technique is, though? I know the weight difference might have played a role, but how do you feel about your technique going into that?
I knew that I might have like the first match I got pinned in the second, so it wasn't that bad. But I knew that I had enough technique to beat them. Just like the weight was, they had like maybe 12, 13 pounds on me. Because I think it was 112 they had to make. So there's kids that are like barely making 112. And I weighed in for states 99.5.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a big gap.
Yeah.
That's a gap. Wow. So, what are you going to do during what have you been doing during this off season to try to make sure that there's not that much of a gap in weight the next time you go? Because I'm sure you're going to win again.
Yeah, I've put on a little bit of weight. I'm like maybe like 107, 108 now. I put on a little bit more weight. I think I'll be all right if I cut back down to 102. Because once you start
Aside,
what?
oh, continue.
Once you start practicing and stuff, you lose that weight really easily. Like,
Yeah, but like aside from the numbers on the scale, like talk about like your body composition, your muscle mass, things like that. Like, did you actually like physically grow?
oh yeah, I knew I was fine during wrestling season, wrestling kids at 102 because I know I had muscle on them. Because I only lost to like me and Brandon wrestled each other in the finals of every tournament, and he beat me like every single time. So that's where like most of my losses came from, and it was maybe like Tristan beat me like once or twice, but like besides that, I knew I had muscle on people, but I put on more muscle now.
Now, were you in the same weight class? I know Division Two, Division One, but were you in the same weight class as Tristan at States, or was it Brandon that was?
Brandon was. I went 110 for states. Tristan was at 102.
Did you know who went D1? Who was on the D1 side, the 110?
It was Evan from Midwood.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's extremely good.
yeah,
So
really good.
like looking at him, like he's a guy that's really doesn't look that big, but his technique is just
Yeah.
insane. So did you guys see that as like somewhat of inspiration in a way to kind of like really work on your technique during the off season and during the season next season to really make sure like next time you go to states you actually leave with something?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like muscle matters a little bit, but I feel like technique matters a lot more than what your muscle is. I feel like if I get more technique, I'll be all right, than more than muscle.
So now, Julian, I'm not like in the same room as you guys, but it looks like you're taller than the other two that are here right now. So did that give you any like trouble with like making weight consistently throughout the season, or did it give you an advantage while you were wrestling or anything like that?
Um, I don't really know if it was a disadvantage or advantage, but like I'm really low body fat, so like that's why, cause I'm like 5'8", 5'9", and I'm like really skinny because I'm making weight for 118. So I think that low body fat gets give me the advantage to be able to go 118 instead of 26. Because in the start of the season I was 26.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you and Lorenzo were like around the same weight, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're like about an inch taller than me. Wow. That's kind of crazy to be that small like that. Because I'm about like walking around, I'm like 150. I'm hearing that you're like 118. Like, what do you walk around at?
Well, like right now I'm walking around 127. So
You're that light?
I guess, yeah.
Wow. Wow,
And like
that's
it's my metabolism, I guess.
probably that, yeah. But how often do you guys like lift off season?
Me and Rocky try to go once, twice a week, just lift some weights. And then also work on stamina.
Yeah, that's definitely important. So I would ask you guys, like, did your stamina, because you're new to the sport, so did your stamina get in the way at all this season when you got to States?
When I got to States, my stamina, I mean, compared to other kids, yeah, because those kids had a lot of experience. And the first kid I wrestled, Lorenzo, told me that the kid cut down from 26. He barely made weight at 112. And then here's me wrestling underweight by 5 pounds the whole season at 102. So, like, it mattered, but I feel like I was all right during, like, with the stamina part. It was just weight. I feel like if I was around the same weight as those kids, I would have had a better shot in winning at least a match or coming close to winning a match.
Hmm. All right. And then, Julian, how'd your city tournament go exactly after Burroughs?
So my city tournament didn't go that well. I think I could have done better. So my first match it started with this kid that Donnie he actually versed and lost to 10-9, I believe.
11-12.
11-12. And I pinned him in like 10 seconds. So then now moving on to the next match. And I'm versing a senior, but I'm pretty sure it was his first year. And he took a shot, take a reshot, and then he got me in a good I was in bad head position, and then he pinned me. So then I was 1-1, and then oh no, I got it mixed up. Then I versed this Baruch kid, who's like really good. He was super strong, and then I lost to him, and I lost to the senior, and then I versed the guy who I pinned in 10 seconds again, and beat him again in 10 seconds.
Hmm.
I ended up 2-2, and I got like fifth place, I believe, or something like that. I didn't do that good.
Okay. Well, there, you got time. You guys are here. So, how are the practices after treaties usually?
They're very intense. Like there was never a wrestling practice I wouldn't come out like sweaty and just wanted I like after every wrestling practice I wanted to go home and take a good shower, you know.
Right, yeah. Well, that's what you ought to do. Don't want to catch anything.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys were fortunate enough to not catch anything at all this season.
Yeah, there was a lot of people on the team that like got the funk or whatever. It was like
Oh,
5 kids.
wow. Well, does a teammate like mop the mats and all that, or does Ola
Yeah,
do it?
I 2 kids usually mop it before practice starts.
Oh, okay, cool. And then they like mop it after and stuff. Like good, because there's teams that don't usually do that all the time. So how does it feel just having your own wrestling room? Because a lot of teams in the city don't have it. I think it's just you guys, Brooklyn Tech, uh, Tottenville, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's it.
I think it's a big advantage because not like after school we don't have to roll out the mats and just to get practice going. We just go in the room, mop down the mats, put our shoes on, and get straight into practice.
And I actually like I said this in the last interview with Brandon. I love the way that room looks. Blue is my favorite color, so you can never get too much blue. And I just like the room the way it is. It gets real hot in there, which is good. I like it. I know not everybody's a fan of that, but I like it. It gets real hot in there, nice and sweaty, so you don't have to worry about if you're gonna lose enough weight or not. Go in there and just work real hard.
Yeah.
And that weight room. Talk about the weight room. a big fan of that too. You got like the big window right there, see everything.
So our weight room, I like it a lot. Talking about that big window, I don't really like that because like I feel like if I'm on the bike or something, people could just see me, riding the bike and like all sweaty. Yeah, but I think we have a good weight room. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. They should go in there and punch. And that window, man. I mean, people watching it. Gotta be like David Goggins, man. Let them see you.
Yeah.
Oh, something else I want to ask. You guys see any turkeys walking around?
Oh yeah, a lot of the
We
time.
saw them all the time at Petrides, yeah.
Remember, when you broke up? Say it again.
We see them all the time, even Petrides and Staten Island, anytime. They're always here.
Yeah. But why are they there and nowhere else?
I don't know. I guess there's just a lot of food opportunities.
Maybe so, yeah. Remember, I saw a couple when I was on my way to Petrides one time, and I tried to chase them. They're fast. I couldn't catch them. So now, have you guys done any freestyle or anything at all?
Well, he plays soccer and I play baseball in the spring, so he really hasn't. But
Right. Yeah, you
yeah.
don't have much time, yeah. Two sport athletes. Right. And based on what Lorenzo's been posting, it seems you guys have been doing pretty good at baseball.
Yeah, we did. We lost in the quarters, but yeah, we did pretty good. That too, though.
And based on what Jason's been posting, it seems like you guys are doing good at soccer as well.
No. Ew.
How'd it
Well,
go? How'd the season go?
maybe the season went not that good. I think we went like 2-10, maybe 2-8, something like that. Our 2 wins were against Port, but I mean I don't think we did that bad because we're in the hardest division, right? And like for example, like a team in our division like Curtis, they went and played MLK in the final, so like and we lost to them 9-0. It just shows like we're not in the division we're supposed to be, so we're dropping this season. I think this season we'll have a much better season than last season.
Now I'm gonna kind of relate this to wrestling. So I don't know if you guys know, but I went to MLK, so I know all about how great they were in soccer and stuff. Like it's just I don't know what it is. Really don't. I think it's the coach that they have. They have that coach there for like 50 years, so and they do a real good job recruiting. They get a lot of foreigners. I think that's what it is. So yeah, they're always great at soccer. But you know, you guys are in Division 2 for wrestling as well, and usually you guys would have like a easy pathway to winning cities if you don't wrestle somebody from Eagle in the finals. It's usually like Patrice and Eagle going at it, and then everybody else. No offense, but it kind of just doesn't matter. So, how do you guys think you would have done if you guys were in Division 1 for like a season?
I mean, I think we would have gone pretty far in the city tournament. I don't think there wouldn't have been any matches that are like a blowout. I think if we did lose a match, it would probably be to like Eagle or the Golden Black. Yeah, Golden Black.
Madison.
Madison. It would probably be like Eagle, Madison, or
Talking
Tottenham.
about cities for like individual.
Well, I mean, you can also get into that too. I was gonna ask about that after, like the team tournament thing. Talk about both of it.
So the team tournament, I think we would have like the team cities. I think we've been fine. I think we would have. I think we would have top 4 maybe. I think Eagle, Madison, there might be better than us, but maybe like we would have had a good match against that school called Conville. Yeah, that one time they blew us out on senior night, but we started. No one really. We forfeited 110. We started a bunch of seniors that didn't start the whole season. Jason didn't wrestle. Lorenzo didn't wrestle. I didn't wrestle. We didn't have enough points. I don't even. I never knew that they had that point rule for the. That was weird. I don't like that rule, but whatever.
Point roll. What's that?
You have like a certain amount of points the whole season to wrestle. Like one dual meet is 1 point, and you get I think 20 points.
That's that sounds new to
for
me.
what?
That sounds new to me. That wasn't like that when I was in high school.
Yeah, so when we wrestled T-ville, I was at 18 points and I still had cities and states left, so I couldn't wrestle that match against Sonville.
Wow. So what happens if you have too many points?
I guess you're not allowed to wrestle. I don't even know. It's like a weird rule.
I do like briefly remember somebody having too many points when I was in high school, but like I don't remember that being a big thing. Wow, that's insane. But aside from that, so individually though, let's say Patrides was in the Division 1 PSAL championships just for one season. How do you think your schedule would have went? How do you think like you guys individually would have done at the city tournament? Because you guys don't know this, but this was before I was in high school. But Eagle Academy was in Division 1 for 1 year, so they were in Division 2. Then 1 year they went to Division 1, and then they just went back to D2. So
I think I would have did good in D1 cities because the kid that Tristan versus finals I beat before, so I think I would have placed third, and then I think Brennan and Tristan would have been in the finals, just like Mayor's Cup. So I think I would have probably placed top 3 in cities, and as the years go on, I think I would have won it before.
what about you, Julian?
I don't think I would have done good. The Division 1 118s I think there's pretty good ones like Madison's 118. I versed him at Mayor's Cup. He was a 1 seed. I was a 16 seed, and he pinned me in like 30 seconds. So he's someone new. Eagle I think probably would have been a really tough match too. I don't think I would have beat him. Um, you know. So yeah, I think I would have done worse if anything.
Well, speaking of Eagle, again, this is before I was in high school, but and I've met this guy. He's an alumni, right? He's come back to alumni and stuff, and I would go to Eagles practices back then at times, and I got to work with him and stuff. But he was a multiple time city champ. I think he did it 3 times, maybe twice. And one of those years, Eagle went D1, and he won cities. So I guess it's a matter of like Eagle kind of proves that like just being Division 2 really doesn't matter all that much. And I said this in my last interview. I mean, I don't really think that it matters. It really doesn't matter all that much because there's been guys at Patrides in the past. Like I don't know if you guys have met these guys, but like Matt Gatto, Joe Ferrara. Like I'm pretty sure if they went Division 1 in those years, because I remember Matt winning Mayor's Cup before, so they could have went Division 1 and still won cities, in my opinion. I don't think it would have made a difference if Patrides was D2 or D1 back when I was in high school because they had some really good guys. And you guys got some good guys now, but you're a young team, so you got to grow. So
Yeah.
I want to, yeah. So I want to ask you guys now. I'll just be honest. What people do in New York City, right? That's not a gauge of how good you are. Plenty of alumni have said it. Plenty of coaches would say it. You know, doing whatever you do in the city, getting 100 wins doesn't that much. But how are you guys gonna be able to really get a good look of how good you are, how good you might be able to get from next season, like going into the next city championships, and if you win it, going into the next state tournament?
All right. So like, wait. So I don't understand your question. Wait. Say
All right, I'll rephrase that. Okay. So, how are you gonna be able to improve in a way that you're not just doing well in the city, but let's say you go to New Jersey, you go to Long Island, you go upstate, which Patrice has done before. I've been with you guys at one of those tournaments back when I was in high school. How are you gonna make sure you get good enough to where you could go to Long Island and win a tournament? You can go upstate and win a tournament and do these things leading up to state championships rather than just gauging your progress off of what you do in the city?
All right, so to like improve like that, I would say probably one, stay at, if we can stay after practice, roll with a few of the guys there, and then just improve in technique in general. Like there was a lot of moves I would find myself doing throughout the season, or like I wouldn't be able to finish them because my technique like wasn't proper. So I would say that.
Oh, Rocky, what about you?
Just getting in the room every day and practicing, and like we would have days that were just straight conditioning and days that were like skill, technique, moves and stuff. So just like trying out different things and mastering like 2 or 3 good moves that you could use in every match.
That sounds like a plan. And something I would say to you guys is get in that weight room. Get in there. You say you guys go twice a week. If you can, try and go more than twice a week, or if you can, I know Modell's doesn't exist anymore, but go somewhere and get some dumbbells or something, bring them home, and just try and like work out pretty much every day. And I really mean that. Like, try and work out 7 days a week. You want to really get as strong as you can, so that if you run into that situation that Rocky had, where you're weighing in at like barely 100 pounds, and then you got guys that are cutting from 126 to barely make the weight class. I think your strength will be able to compensate for that if you guys work on like really just getting stronger, along with getting more technique and stuff. So with that being said, what are you guys looking forward to next season?
There's one tournament and that I'm looking for, the last man standing tournament. I want that belt. So I just want to win that. And I want to keep my title as borough champ, and after that I'm good with everything else.
If I'm able to get back down to 102, then making states and winning a match at states would be a good accomplishment, because I know Brandon's probably gonna go 110. So if I go to states at 102 and I win a match out, or maybe place, then that'll be an accomplishment for me.
And what about Dom when he's off the injury reserves?
I'm gonna try to not stay injured. I don't know, just win a real match.
Yeah. Yeah, just get your body stronger and stretch. Stretching helps out a lot, keeps you from getting injured. So you're all young and new to the sport, so just you got time.
Yeah.
Use time wisely. So how do you guys want to end it? Any last words or anything?
I think we got it all.
I'm watch out for Patrides. We're coming back to back city champs. Just know that.
Yes, sir.
All right, looking forward to it. And I'll definitely be at a few dual meets here and there.
All right.
All right, so you guys wanted it. You guys got it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for